The projector in the conference room was humming when my security badge blinked from green to red. It was worth nearly $2 billion in patents alone, and now this kid was taking it. Nobody said a word. Not the CFO, nor the legal team who helped me write original contracts. I closed my laptop, gathered my notes, and stood up as the room watched me in silence.
Russell finally looked at me then, probably expecting me to argue or beg or throw a fit. Instead, I just asked, "Russell, are you sure you have read Clause 21.3 very carefully?"
The chief legal counsel suddenly found his paperwork very interesting as Russell stared at me like a fool.
See, back in 2007, I was not some fresh graduate. I spent 8 years in the Navy.
Then I spent 4 years grinding through MIT part-time while working civilian jobs to pay my bills. We called it the Mirror Vault Clause, basically a legal failsafe requiring dual authentication for any transfer.
They were destroyed by corporate suits who did not understand the first thing about what they stole. Howard used to say, "Build it right and protect it well. The system would remember for them."
My badge still worked on floor 22 because Russell was too eager to fire me right away. Forgetting basic access protocols was amateur mistake number 1. My office looked exactly the same that morning.
3 monitors were still glowing with lines of complex code that now belonged to someone else entirely. Petty Officer Martinez had written on the back that strict attention to detail always saves human lives.
Next to it was another photo from early Coleman days, standing next to Howard in the lab.
That smart man got out before the company turned from an engineering lab into a corporate showroom. The old guard left, lawyers multiplied, and guys like Russell treated technology like a wealthy family inheritance.
The patent certificate for Aegis Core sat in its silver frame, catching afternoon light through the window.
I did not tell him that I supported my 76-year-old mother since her recent serious diabetes diagnosis.
Her medical bills ran $800 monthly, and her Social Security barely covered the basic rent.
Without my Coleman salary, things were about to get tight. But Russell did not know any of that.
That night, I sat in my apartment watching city lights flicker like massive, complex circuit boards below. My old server tower hummed in the corner, the one I never connected to the Coleman network.
I looked out at the city, thinking about all those years I missed Danny's young baseball games.
I skipped dinners because Russell's father needed just one more emergency fix for his failing corporate systems.
I told him, "Son, I think I am about to be much better than just all right."
My phone buzzed at midnight. An unknown number from someone in legal, calling from a burner phone. They asked if the clause was active. I watched the timer on my screen pulse like heartbeats.
They pulled the original contracts from 2007. That mirror vault language is completely ironclad, they finally realized.
He never wrote code or stayed late at 3 a.m. because a vital government contract was failing. He knew how to wear expensive suits and talk to investors about technological synergies and next paradigms.
For 2 years, he was the VP of Innovation, but he could not innovate his way out.
The next morning, I drove to the cafe on the ground floor of the large Coleman building.
The place was filled with the usual crowd of office workers grabbing overpriced coffee before their meetings.
He announced that Coleman Technologies now holds complete ownership of Aegis Core, the future of global security.